What's going on? What's going on, everyone? What's going on? Street Trading here. We're going to kick it off with another weekly watch list session for everyone. So we're going to kick it off here with Bob. We actually had a solid week last week. I don't know if any of you followed our watch list, but it was just a solid week nonetheless across the board for us. So we're looking to continue this nice run for everybody. So let's kick it off with Baba. Obviously, everything was pushing higher last week. SPY was pushing higher, a little bit of profit taking here and there across the board, of course. But, until everything switches sentiment, where prices are headed. So, Baba, obviously, it's Chinese correlated security getting hit with, obviously, the coronavirus. But this is a fundamentally sound company. So, you're going to have some selling here and there, some profit taking here and there, but it's pushing higher nonetheless, in our opinion. You saw, obviously, last week, it went from zone to zone. Right now it's in the middle. Definitely not seeing this thing going to sell off down to this level again. Probably going to put in a higher low around this level. So we anticipate we encourage, obviously, we hope we have a little more selling down at this level for a nice bounce. So we're going to be bullish on Baba, but we're not going to be bullish until, obviously, we get a nice bounce around this 216, 217 level. So be patient with it, but we will be waiting for an opportunity to push prices higher back up to the zone. Again, we want to see this thing sell off a little bit further, down at least to the 216, 217 would be more advantageous for us. So pushing higher for this week, we wait for an opportunity to go back to the zone. Next up, we got Baidu, BIDU. So obviously another Chinese correlated stock, but it's holding these levels quite nicely. Nice, really seeing these clean bounces out of these zones. So we're anticipating, again, the boys have probably been this thing right back down for a nice reversal up. So nice risk reward right here. We anticipate a little more selling pressure down to this level. We want to see the 133, 134 level hold. Put a starter in to rip to the upside at this level. So, we will probably have a 138, 139 price target, more or less, but we want to see how it's going to react out of this level here if it holds. So if it holds, we'll be able to mitigate quite nice risk to reward to the upside. But again, we want to see this thing sell a little bit further down to give us a nice risk to reward. But we should be able to extract 5, 6, 7 points off this when the dust settles. CYB are sitting nicely in the zone for us from all last week, from the 12th after its sell-off from earnings. It's okay. Another sound company. So, moving forward, gives us another opportunity to risk reward quite nicely. We'd like to see the nice curl that's occurring right now. This is a 5-minute chart, by the way. And we're looking for this gap to fill this week. Clearly, it should be a little bit of dancing around like we saw here. It's nice selling, which was quite interesting deep into the zone. Created some more of a panic frenzy. It bounced out, and obviously, as you can see, what happened later in the session. Now we're looking for this curl. So this is kind of a setup for us. If this level right here can hold, which we anticipate 117, we should be able to risk nicely to the upside. So we should be able to start curling from here, pushing higher. So once we start to see this curl and we see these levels get taken out, we should see a nice run to the high 120s. So we're going to be bullish for CYBR for this week's session. Triple M, 3M company. We had our reserves with these guys. Obviously, they're holding these levels quite nicely. You can see, obviously, it's sold off. Been selling off the end of 2019 into January 2020. Found a little bit of support, putting in some kind of higher lows. So putting in its floor around the 156, 157 level. We'd like to see these bounces. We want to see this hold. We want to see this hold. We want to see this hold. Anytime come back down, we want to see a hold again. We don't anticipate it's going to get tested again. And if it doesn't, that's great. There's some nice risk reward around these levels. Clearly nice risk reward around these levels. 3M is not going anywhere, of course. They're going to get hit here and there, but it's a fundamentally sound company. It's not going anywhere. So, again, these levels just gives solid companies better, obviously, opportunity to gather shares for the boys, and that's what's going on here. So, we want to see this hold. Again, any levels coming down here, hold. If it gets breached out, the trade idea is null and void. We don't see this getting tested again. We probably see this nice rip to the upside, at least to fill this initial gap. So again, we have another 5, 6, 7 points to the upside. So we're going to be patient with this thing and wait for it to pull back to give us a nice opportunity. NVDA had a solid week last week. Obviously into the open on Friday with the earnings. Was solid. We can definitely see this thing cracking through the 300. We know all eyes are on this 300. You're going to probably have a little bit of dancing around here, a little bit of pullback, maybe even breach it, to suck in some of the chasers to the downside. And we kind of hope that happens because it'll just give us a better risk reward to that 300 level. So, we definitely see 300 getting taken out, but we want to see some selling down here. Definitely want to test 286. Definitely want to even break 286. To be honest with you, 284, 282 would be even better. And putting in obviously a higher low from here. So we're gonna be bullish on NVDA, another Chinese correlated stock. But that being said, these guys aren't going anywhere. So bullish for NVDA for this week. Roku had a solid earnings, but got sold off on Friday, which is fine. Even better, bring it down here, guys, because guess what? Roku's in almost every fucking TV being sold in the States. So, no problem. Come on down. Even better for us, guys. Even better. Come on down. We encourage it. So, we're going to be bullish for Roku this week, waiting for the bounce. That's it. Clear as day, waiting for the bounce. It's a very nice risk reward around these levels, even here, but we definitely don't see it stopping just yet. There's still going to be some more kind of emotional selling from the continuation here. We anticipate a little bit of dancing in the beginning of the session on Monday, but we anticipate a little bounce to the upside. So we're going to be bullish for Roku for this week's session. Spotify selling off nicely, not selling off, but it was actually, fading out nicely back to the zone. So we like where it's at. It's going to probably live here for the probably first couple of days in the week. After that happens, we anticipate a nice curl to the upside. So, we're going to obviously go into more detail with our members, but, we're going to be holding this level, but, probably, a little bit middle of the week, maybe Wednesday, Thursday. We'll see how the first couple of days are unfolding for Spotify. I'm going to wrap it up with TTWO. So again, we're bullish on these guys. We're waiting for this bounce. Didn't really give us what we wanted. Now it's kind of stuck in this range, but it's put in a higher low. We like that. Definitely not going anywhere. Fundamentally sound company. Definitely not going anywhere. We had a departure at some earnings situation, but not going anywhere. So we like it. We think the boys are going to be pushing this thing right back up to at least to the 120s. And we anticipate a nice move this week. So it danced around a little bit all last week, which is fine. Putting in a higher low. If this 111 holds, which we anticipate, we should see this range get broken for this week. So that's what we got, guys. We got the 8 going into the session. As always, we're very patient with price. We're very patient with setup. Whenever we're wrong quickly. Very impatient with our trades that go against us. We get out and we take a step back and reevaluate. That's what we encourage. Be very impatient with your losses and very patient with your winners. All right, guys. Any question, reach out. We're here for you. Members, come check out the members area. We're going to be going in a little more detail, deep dive into our watches for this week. All right, guys. Have a good one.
Remember to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our trading videos.